What's up, guys? It's your boy madao, and I'm bringing you another Wi-Fi battle today. Now, there are a few things I need to address before we really get into the battle. And for number one, at least, Rakan Games is getting close to 100 subs, so that's cool as it is. However, I'm going to be making my own solo channel, and solo channel is going to be for pretty much all the Wi-Fi, where I'm going to upload all the Wi-Fi, and I'm going to be able to upload most likely every day. The only problem with this channel is I have to worry about other people and when they're going to upload and crap. Now, I'm still going to be on this channel, however, it's just going to be really Let's Plays like it used to be. So that's the channel business. Now, God, I cannot talk. Wow. Anyway, for the layout, as is concerned, because you noticed there's none this time, it was really just a sneak peek for the new channel of what might come. I'm still unfinished, it was still in production. It was just what I had so far. So be prepared for the new channel. Hopefully I can get it up and running in the next 3 weeks. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm running my there's one more thing. One of my good friends, one of my old PO buddies, Pokemon Online buddies, named Gingo, who happens to be named after my Rapidash. His birthday was recent. In fact, it was 3 days ago, and I promised him I get a game with the Sunny Day team, just because the Rapidash is on the team. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get a Wi-Fi battle where the Rapidash was going to work. However, the Rapidash was putting in a lot of work on Pokemon Showdown, but it's his birthday, so it should be a Wi-Fi battle. So this was the best I could do. I'm sorry, Gingo, that he didn't get a shine, but then again, this is a shout out for you. Happy birthday, bro. Great subscriber, great friend, great battler. If you ever want to battle again, just hit me up. So anyway, let's start with the battle. So anyway, my opponent is going to decide to lead off with his misses or his Wormadam, as I do decide to lead off with my Chatot, really because everything on his team wanted to get pretty much hurt by Chatot. Now he's going to go for the Protect, even though the anticipation did show that I do carry the Heat Wave. But, I guess it's a good play on his part, just in case you wanted to scout what I wanted to do. But I'm going to make a nice play, calling either Shelgon or his Artillery switch to take the obvious Heat Wave. And I'm going to go down to my Run Frost, really, because I can scare off the Shelgon with the Blizzard. And at the same time, I can just Volt Switch on the Artillery. Luckily for me, it happens to be the Shelgon, which is very nice, because it turns out later on in this game that his Mawile is more offensive. Therefore, this Shelgon was most likely the defensive variant. Then again, this could have also been offensive by seeing how much damage it did. It probably was also offensive. But oh well, I got massive damage on it, which is pretty nice because, I didn't need that thing setting up Dragon Dances. So anyway, he ends up going out to Wormadam. Good play on his part, really just to conserve his Shogun, really as death fodder. And he takes the hit pretty nicely, so because of that, I'm really forced to switch, especially since obviously I'm Choice, as I decided to go out into Weezing. Now, I knew the Stealth Rocks was coming, but just in case he wanted to go for Toxic, I didn't want to go out to my Chatot, because Chatot was too useful for this match. So, looking back on it, I probably should have went on to Chatot and just Honcored him and Stealth Rocks, but whatever. Once again, whatever. Anyway, he's going to decide to switch out here, knowing that he can't really touch my Weezing, and I'm just going for Will-O-Wisp, as I decide to essentially go for the Sludge Bomb. Or the Destiny Bond, my fault. I went for the Destiny Bond. I don't know why I went for the Destiny Bond. I guess I just felt like clicking it. But anyway, I go for the Sludge Bomb against this Porygon 2, and luckily for me, I'm able to hit that 30% chance to poison it. But he ends up shocking me, really, because I figured this Porygon 2 was going to be defensive with Eolite. Turns out it's pretty offensive, and it does a hefty amount of damage to my Weezing with a Tri-Attack. Now, I know that Weezing isn't the best for special defense, but I'm still max HP, and, I did not expect that damage at all. And unfortunately, because of that, my Weezing does go down. So that's really just food for thought for future battles. That Porygon has some nice special attack to him. Anyway, I'm going to end up setting up my Armaldo, knowing I can pretty much take the Tri-Attack, and in all honesty, I just want a Rapid Spin. He does decide to recover, gets some nice HP back, which is kind of a problem because this Porygon 2 is proving to be pretty bulky, but at the same time is also proving to be pretty offensive and almost a threat, if anything. So now he's going to go for I can't think. Wow, guys, I'm sorry that this commentary is like crap right now. I don't know, I'm just out of it. Alright, so let's focus. I don't know what I just did, but it's whatever. Anyway, he's gonna go for the ice beam on my Armaldo, and at this point in time, he was just trying to get damage on my Armaldo. Luckily for I do survive, and I'm able to get some nice damage with the Earthquake. Fortunately, it doesn't do as much as I figured it would. Once again, this thing is just proving to be more bulky than I honestly thought it would be. So I'm gonna decide to switch out, because, you know, I want to save him as death fodder. And I go on to my shout out really because the recover was obvious and it was definitely going to come, so I might as well just encore him into that recover. Unfortunately, well actually fortunately for me, he decides to straight switch out this turn instead for risking getting encored. It's perfectly fine by me because that just means he's at less HP than what he would have been. Now he does make a nice play, however, and going out into his Shelgon as death fodder. But in all honesty, he probably could have went out into artillery and just took me out with an ice beam. He ends up going out into Masquerain right here, which was very questionable play because Masquerain can definitely take a lot of damage to this heat wave, and artillery probably would have been the better option. But anyway, Masquerain somehow survives the heat wave. I am modest, but you know I don't know how it survived that. I'm modest, but he's successful in getting up a quiver dance. However, I somehow outspeed, which I was very shocked about. But oh well, you know, I'm not going to complain about that because I'm able to take out that Massacre no problem. So Chatot putting in work. In fact, this is the first game I uploaded that I think Chatot has honestly gotten more than one kill, or any kill. But luckily for me, you know, he's going to work. Especially here when I call the Sucker Punch and I end up feather dancing this small one. You know, I don't know, Chatot was working. But anyway, he decides to switch out because obviously he's at -2 attack. The Sucker Punch is not going to take me out barring a crit. So he decides to go out into Wormadam here, even though the heat wave was pretty obvious. Once again, the artillery switch probably would have been a better choice, but artillery probably wouldn't have taken a heat wave then a hyper voice back to back like that. So now he does decide to send out his Porygon, who can definitely take hyper voice or a heat wave, especially from the range it's at. And since I know he carries the ice beam, you know, I kind of don't want to mess with this, but I don't want to risk him going for recover, getting his HP back, so I just stay in, go for a hyper voice just to make sure that this thing goes down. And because now that it's at a low enough amount of HP, I can successfully revenge kill this thing with really anything on my team. Now, what I should have done was go on to Rapidash and Morning Sun. I'm not Morning Sun, Sunny Dade, because a Flare Blitz would have been able to knock him out after recovery, and I would have been set up. Unfortunately, I don't do that. I just revenge kill with Rotom Frost with the Volt Switch. I should have seized the opportunity. I don't know why I didn't. Well, whatever, you know, it didn't really change the outcome of the game. But anyway, he ends up sending out artillery on the blind switch. Wow. He ends up sending out artillery after I switch into my Blossom. And luckily for me, since I am the max HP, max special defense variant, I am successful in putting his artillery to sleep. So this is very nice because the only other Pokemon he really has is Mawile. So, you know, he's pretty much has a one-man army thing going on right now. Unfortunately, I end up doing a pretty bad prediction. See, in the game before we played, he showed me he had Ice Punch, and Ice Punch would have definitely knocked me out at the range I'm at. So I decided to Death Fodder Armaldo. However, he ends up going for the Sucker Punch instead. And now this ends up working out in his favor, but because he went for the Sucker Punch, he can set up a Swords Dance on my Armaldo now, knowing that an Earthquake is not going to be able to KO. So, and it doesn't help that I actually end up getting paralyzed to boot. So he basically got a +2 attack stat, and since he does that priority in Sucker Punch, I'm actually very scared by this. Armaldo ends up going down to the Ice Punch. You know, Armaldo did the job this game, made sure the rocks didn't go down, didn't stay on the field, so I'm fine. And right here, I'm figured, alright, I'm going to have to outplay him with the Sucker Punches here. I'm going to have to go for Sunny Day first turn, then I'm going to have to go for a second Sunny Day just because I can, and I can't get hit by the Sucker Punch, otherwise I will be taken out. Now, unfortunately, 3 times usually the charm. However, he's one of those guys that just keeps on going for Sucker Punch until he can't no more. So Rapidash does the down thanks to a crit. However, I'm pretty sure the crit didn't matter whatsoever, especially since I was going for a Flare Blitz. Anyway, luckily for me, he actually missaved and didn't give his Maul any form of PP ups. So because of that, he ran out of PP for Sucker Punch right then and there, and I'm able to HP fire them all out to death. So now all he has left is an Artillery, while I have a Rotom Frost and a Blossom. Since his Artillery is sleeping, it's good game because my Blossom can just come in and you can drain this thing to death. So once again, that's a good game. Random guy that happened to be on smoking. I forgot your name. I know I told you about the channel, so if you see this, just drop your name down, and I'll put your channel link in the description if you have one. And happy birthday, Gingo. In fact, I might try to get another game with this team, and hopefully, you know, let Rapidash shine. So, once again, happy birthday, Gingo. Look forward to the new channel, guys. You know it's gonna come your way. I might keep the name madao, might not. Who knows? Anyway, I'm RG Madao, and this battle isn't over yet. The battle's about to be over. Alright, he knocks himself out with life orb. Woo. Alright, so I'm RG Madao, and I will see y'all later.